Thanks. Maybe we should start with an injury update and just how the fitness was.
Well, the injuries, player that has long injury has Yarmolenko and Carlos Sanchez. They are continuing recovering. Both of them are very good. So I hope that in a couple of weeks they can be ready to work at least with the first squad. Andy Carroll has this surgery in his ankle, and Sami Nasri have a muscle injury in his calf. Winston Reid also is a long injury. All the other players are fit.
And you were very honest in your post-match against Chelsea. Quite a few players are saying they almost felt like you were looking at zombies, and you didn't really feel like it was a Manuel Pellegrini team. Why did you kind of describe them as that? What was you kind of seeing up there?
Sorry?
In your post-match against Chelsea,
yes.
You were very honest. You didn't feel like your players played like you would want them to.
Well, I said what I viewed during the game. Again, in the first 45 minutes, that we need to play with more pace, especially against big team. And in the second half, that we improve a lot, that we have a lot of chances to draw the game. I'm very happy in the way we play.
Yeah, that's a huge question. I know it's been highlighted before, but in terms of your home form is fantastic. When teams come to London Stadium, it's difficult to play against you. Then away from home there seems to be a difference. Why is that? Well,
it's actually the opposite side that was in the first round. The first round we played very well away, and we didn't have a good result here in our stadium, especially at the beginning of the season. Now we are not having result away. Of course, we are reviewing why. We try to play to win that game, and we couldn't.
When you kind of assess your season so far, you're sitting 11th in the table, kind of probably still wanting to push on to those European positions, but not involved in the relegation battle. Do you kind of how do you assess your own season?
Well, I always demand more for the player, for myself, for everyone. That's why I always trying to finish as high as the table as we can. But if you ask me, it's a good season. I think that 10 games or 9 games before the finish, to finish the Premier, we were not fighting for relegation. We have an average of 6 players injuries in every game. So most of the players that are right here, as Wilshere, Yarmolenko, Carlos Sanchez, Fabian Balbuena, they couldn't play most part of the season. So I think seeing that point of view it's not a bad season, but I think that we must demand all of us more and try to reach a spot. And I know it's difficult, but we must try to play in every game as involving absolutely in that target.
At the end of the season, the club was very vocal about wanting to challenge in terms of the European positions. I mean, points-wise, it's still achievable. Do you feel like it's still achievable?
The European position, I repeat, it was not our target of the season. It was my target to try to demand to everyone to have an ambitious mentality and try to reach it. But that's so many things that happened in this season that maybe it was very difficult for us. But we still have chances, and if you have mathematical chances, you must try to fight for that.
And you spoke about the injuries that you've had, but when you highlight some of the players' forms, I mean, Marko Arnautovic started fantastic at the beginning of the season. He hasn't scored a goal since he signed a new contract with yourself. Are you concerned about his form at all?
Well, Marko, same as other players of the team, has bad and good moments during the season. So, in the way that we can find all the players that are in their best moment, and with the complete squad, I am sure that we are going to grow a big step.
One increasingly good sign of your season has been the progress of Declan Rice. He, as you would know, a young player playing in a great team like this is going to attract interest elsewhere. Manchester United, who play this weekend, is one of those teams that's rumoured to be interested in him. How do you kind of keep him grounded and focused on this weekend?
I don't talk about rumours.
Not at all?
No, because we can talk about 1 hour, the amount of players that are arriving here to West Ham in rumour. Too many, so we cannot analyze one by one.
But Declan is one of your players, so I thought you would be.
Declan is a player of our team, and he's playing very well, and he will continue here.
Thanks, JD. Jonathan?
How would you make sure this season doesn't fizzle out because of this inconsistency?
Well, for me, just the most important reason is the amount of players that we couldn't use during the season. So 6 or 7 players are feeling maybe the amount of games that they had played so far, but that's the only reason why we couldn't do it better. But I repeat, it's not a bad season.
I understand that, but in terms of you're well placed. How do you make sure you finish as strongly as possible? How do you regain the zip that you had before Christmas?
Talking with the players, trying to do our best to feel that in every game we have 60,000 people behind us that want to see our team winning, and I'm absolutely sure that we are going to have a strong reaction in the next game.
What about Man United's reaction to losing last night then? What are you expecting from them?
Well, that's a different competition. I think that they are trying to reach the semi-final of the Premier League. They didn't have a good result against Barcelona, but they had their revenge on Tuesday. But for the opposite side, they are fighting for the Premier League for the next season. So I am sure that we are going to find a very strong team.
United are different in one way, particular way, from the time when you met before when you won 3-1 because they got a new manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What's he done? What's he changed to make Man United more potent?
Well, I have enough duty to analyze my team. So Manchester United they are having good results in this moment. There's a lot of things that I don't know. If you are not inside the team, you cannot know what happened before and now what is happening now. But they are having good results and they have a very good squad.
Sami Nasri, for the next season, have you thought about whether he would still have a part to play? Would you like him to stay?
About next season, I don't know. We knew when Sami came here that we have a risk for him to have some muscle injury because he was more than 1 year without playing. So we see at the end of the season.
And one other thought, Felipe Anderson, his first season as a West Ham player in the Premier League. How impressed have you been by his contribution, how he's adapted?
Well, Felipe, from the beginning, he adapted very well because he's a player that works a lot during the whole game, that make different things in the last third, that he has scored goals. So yeah, I'm very happy, and I know that all the fans also are very happy with the contribution of him to our team.
Hey.
Manuel, how surprised were you at the timing of the appointment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because he'd been so successful at United at first, and now they're in this period of games where they haven't been so successful.
Who?
Solskjaer. Were you surprised at the timing of the appointment?
No, I think it's always it's difficult to start the work in every team. He started managing that team in a difficult moment, but with very good player. He had good results. Now that he's in charge of all, we must evaluate his work at the end.
Have you noticed a change in style of play since the last few games where they haven't been as successful as the beginning?
But I don't think that you can be seeing game by game. Maybe 2 games before he was the best manager of the Premier League because he's changed so many games and in Manchester United, but football change, results every game are different. You must continue working till the end of the season the way you think is the best way to do it.
Thanks, Pete.
So when you asked about injuries, Jack Wilshere, came back on Monday.
Yes, Jack Wilshere is almost ready. I think he played already 1 game of the under-21 last week. Probably he will play another one. And next week, I think that he will be working 100% with our squad. How
special would it be to do the double over Manchester United, to beat them home and away? Because it happens very rarely for any team.
Which double?
Beating Manchester United at home and then beating them away.
Well, more than link one game with the other one are 3 points that we need in this moment. We have lost some last games, but we continue 5 points from the European spot. United's a difficult game playing away, and I think that if we beat them, will be a good trust for our players.
And finally, you brought real good fielders back to back for the fans. I think this season there's been no discontent amongst them. The football's been good to watch, whether you've won or whether you've lost. You say Europe wasn't an ambition for you this season. Will it be an ambition for next season?
The ambition must always to improve. I think that we must improve, and it's not easy to put a target before you start the season, because after that you must demonstrate in every game what you are doing. I think that in this season we play very good games. We have some important defeats also. Was our first season here, changing a lot of things, but most of all, I repeat, we couldn't play with the play that we need during the season. So, if we analyze about that phase, it's okay. And the next season, our target must be to improve what we did this one.
Thank you, cameras off.